Hello and welcome back to Manor Lords. I'm saying welcome back because I already have a couple of episodes on this, and that was in a previous build of the game. This is a more up-to-date build, and probably the build that you're going to be playing as well when the game releases. Probably it's already released, actually. I'm playing this like, I think a couple of hours before it actually comes out. I'm actually going to check. I'm literally checking right now, just for you, okay? Just so you can see. Yeah, no. 11 hours from now. 11 hours from now, the game will be out, and you're probably going to be playing it already. Let's play a new game right here. I'm just going to pick some random stuff. And this is going to be me. We're going to be changing our name. We're gonna call ourselves Barney Beartooth this time. There we go. Barney Beartooth, yes, very good, sir. Alright, and we're just going to continue onward. Okay. So, obviously, I'm just going to play Restoring the Peace. It says conquer every region. I think that's perfectly fine. But this is the thing. This is going to be so good, in my opinion. I feel like this is going to be really, really fun. Because this is going to be so much... I have so much experience with how this is going to go now. And this is going to be great, okay? If you want to see my first initial impressions of the game and how I absolutely, I made a lot of mistakes, I made, you know, some questionable decisions, then I'd highly recommend checking out the link in the description, and it's going to take you through to the series. It's hour-long episodes, really, really long-form stuff, and it's going to show you exactly what kind of insights that I gained as I played the game for the very first time. Now, I do have the experience, okay? I have the experience now, so this is going to be a significant thing. All right, here we go. So, let me pause the game real fast. Okay, so we obviously need fuel and food. I already know exactly what I'm going to be doing here. Whoa, that's clay. All right, clay is not exactly what I want. That is actually probably one of the worst things that we can start off with. The main reason why that is because generally what you'd prefer to have is something like, wow, yeah, we've got a really bad region here, actually. This region right here is fantastic. You see this one, the center one right here, or even this one over here. Yeah, okay, we're kind of, well, I wouldn't say we're kind of screwed, but we are not looking particularly good. That's all I have to say, because this clay deposit right here is going to be so incredibly, well, it's not going to be painful for us, but it's going to be very difficult for us to make any, well, for us to get any food, basically, because this berry deposit isn't rich, whereas this one over here, you have a rich wild animal deposit as well, and it's absolutely insane how much food you can gain just from having a rich wild animal place. It's really crazy. It really is. Trust me on that. Anyway, here we go. Some workplaces allow villagers to use handcarts. Oh, that's a new thing. To transport up to 10 goods at once. Oh, that's cool. All right. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so yeah, that's a new thing. I don't believe we've seen that before. So that's actually really, really interesting. Okay, so I'm just going to basically do a couple of roads here. I'm not going to do anything too dramatic or anything like that. I'm just going to make some relatively basic roads for the moment. And I kind of like a bit more of an organic nature to road building. So I'm basically just going to try to make it not so, you know, not so rigid, shall we say. Hilariously enough, I'm as he says, trying to make it a little bit more usable. There we go. All right, so this is the best way to start, okay? This is the best way to start the game, in my opinion. Every region obviously has strengths and weaknesses, as we know. So basically, from my perspective, the best way to start the game is by building these buildings, okay? By building these structures. So the logging camp, very important. You're going to need timber for pretty much every single thing in the game. It's going to be extremely important that you go for this. I'm just going to let the game run a little bit as we go. You're going to need oxen as well, but let's just not talk about that just yet. You're going to need the woodcutter's lodge as well. So woodcutter's lodge 2, there's another one. And we're also going to need planks. We're going to need planks too. So we're going to go for that. I also need to be foraging, or I need to be hunting animals. I'm thinking right now that we're probably going to get a hunting camp. I think the hunting camp is probably going to be more effective than the berries. Because if I get the berries, it's not a rich deposit, you see. It's not a rich deposit. However, you know what? We need it, okay? See, that's the problem. Yeah, that's an issue. That's an issue. We only have 5 families. And if you don't know this, okay? If you don't know this, basically, if you have people unassigned, because I have 5 unassigned families at the moment, and basically what that means is that those 5 families are going to be helping with construction and basically any other, well, simple tasks. Right? Simple tasks like hauling things, helping with construction, and so on. Whereas once you assign them, then those families will only focus on that one thing. So they're going to focus on things like mining, or gathering, or hunting, or any of those things. So that's a really, really important thing to do. So, how do we increase it? Well, we get a burgage plot, and we're going to need burgage plots. So let's just do something like this. Don't have enough wood. How much wood do I have? 5. Okay, that's not very good. So let's just do 2, I guess. That's all that we're going to be able to do. And yeah, so once we've built these things, because obviously the logging camp is going to be done, I need to get that on very high, and I need to get the hunting camp on very high as well. Because ideally what we want to do is we want to try to get every single resource as fast as possible. We want to get as much fuel and as much food as possible. We need fuel every single month because we need, obviously, to power our homes. We need to be able to, actually power our food, cooking, and so on and so forth. Anyway, the livestock workforce is shared between workplaces. However, you can bind it to a workplace permanently in the advanced tab. Yeah, we already kind of know that. We can write back, or we're just going to end the conversation. I'm just going to end the conversation. There are a variety of things that you can do with talking to the enemy NPC. I don't think I'm not entirely sure. Did they actually add anything? I probably should have checked that, to be honest. Actually, let me... Wait a minute. Is there anything that I can do there now? Maybe I can talk to him now? Yeah, here we go. As you can see, yeah, it's the same thing. I could say this. I request silver for my endeavors. Your time has come. And then you can declare war on him if you're really, really confident in your abilities. But for me personally, I'm not going to do that just yet, because I'm pretty sure he's going to absolutely murder me. One thing we need to do... there's a brigand camp already. There's a brigand camp. Okay, do I have any people that can actually... No, I don't have any weapons. Ooh, sad. Very, very sad. Once I have weapons, you can best bet I'm going to go after those brigands in a heartbeat. Alright, so look at that. Reformia has just advanced into a small village, and this gives us the opportunity to select a development point. Now, this is very, very useful for a variety of reasons, but this is also going to fundamentally change how you approach the game. So, what do you want to do? Do you want to focus on sheep? Do you want to focus on farming? Do you want to focus on apple orchards, for example? As you can see, trees take 3 in-game years to fully grow. So that's pretty significant amount of time invested. But if you're considering the long game, might be a good idea to go for this. Anyway, trapping, absolutely fantastic. Allows hunters to give you a passive income of meat. Very, very important. You could also go for forest management, which doubles the capacity of all berry deposits. I wouldn't recommend this personally because, well, we don't have a rich one at the moment. Beekeeping, obviously that's pretty good too. Foreign suppliers, this is really, really good, by the way, because it actually provides you with a permanent market store, which provides a passive income of bread, as long as the region has enough regional wealth. So that's also something if you are bringing in a lot of trade and so on, which is obviously going to be extremely important. Now, one of the most powerful things that you can do is deep mining. Deep mining is a fantastic thing if you want to consistently get resources from a rich deposit, which is obviously what we're going to try to do. Now, I'm not entirely sure if the developer has changed the way that I personally would like to play, but I'm going to take trade logistics nevertheless, because I saw something on Twitter about this, and I am a little bit worried actually about it, because if indeed it has been changed, I will be very disappointed, because I personally feel like the way that it was before was, well, not ridiculous in any way, actually. I actually thought it was very ingenious, because basically how it was is trade, right? Trading and things like that. Apparently people were not very pleased with the fact that trading had a huge amount of benefits and very little drawbacks. I thought that that was absolutely fantastic, because you're doing a lot of work to actually get those things up and running, and your entire supply chain is very important in that respect. So I was actually kind of saddened by the fact that it has been changed, or apparently been changed. I don't know whether it has in this build. Because if it has, then I may in fact be, speccing my development point into something that is not going to be particularly useful, which would be very sad indeed. Anyway, we do have a logging camp up and running, as you can see. We've got one family working on that. We've got these as well. And I am hopefully going to be able to build some more burgage plots as we go here too. I did build a marketplace and a well as well, because of course that is extremely important for us. And I'm just going to build another house here. Don't need to go too crazy on this. I just need to very slowly start to build up, and then we're going to eventually get to a point where things are going to go very nicely. You can see here that my hunting camp is doing a great job. They're getting hides and meat, which is wonderful. And I would like to try to build a backyard extension as well. Now, if you want to actually get hides a different way, you can get goats, which is actually a really decent way of doing it. For me personally, I'm probably going to go for the chicken coop. I think the chicken coop is pretty good. It actually provides you with a passive income of eggs. Really, really nice, actually. And I'm thinking we're probably just going to do that. Because what's really cool about this as well is now that I've actually spec'd into trade logistics, it means that establishing a new trade route always costs 25 regional wealth. And let me tell you, the cost without that particular development perk is pretty crazy. So bear that in mind. Alright, so this is the first time we get to create our first militia unit. And now what's really cool about this is they actually did give us some free shields and spears. And so as you can see right here, the male villagers will be evenly distributed between all militia units. They will then try to find the required equipment. The weapon and shield depends on the unit type, while the maximum quality of body armor and helmet depends on the villager's residential level. After bringing all the necessary equipment home, the unit recruits are marked as ready to rally. Only then you will be able to rally your unit. So I've got 10 people. I actually don't think that's going to be enough, do you? I don't think that's going to be enough. Which is a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yeah. That's not going to be particularly good. I can rally them right now if we want to, and I actually wanted to because there is a bandit camp over there. However, the main problem that I'm foreseeing right now is that I think these guys are actually more powerful. As you can see, look at this. Look at, they're actually fighting each other right now. That's super funny. I think these guys will actually beat me. I think they will actually beat us. So I'm thinking right now that we probably want to be a little bit more cautious. Maybe focus on building ourselves up a little bit here. And I'm going to need fuel. I'm not sure what my woodcutter is doing, actually. My woodcutter should be doing the thing that we need. My woodcutter's lodge, yes, should be getting firewood. Not sure what he's doing. Hopefully he's going to do something relatively decent soon enough. We'll get the saw pit on the other side, I guess, or over here. Guess that's good enough. And I'm wondering whether I should actually start getting berries or not. I think berries might actually make sense. However, we still haven't made the other 2 burgage plots. That's obviously going to be required. We also need to get a church. That's very important. Now, the main reason why we want to get the church is so that we can actually level our burgage plots to level 2. They're going to need that. You can see here that you need a church level to be able to do that. You also need clothing. So we need leather to be able to do that, so that means that I need a tannery. So I also need a tannery. Now that means that I'm going to need additional families, which is exactly the reason why I'm building additional burgage plots here. Now, the main problem that we're having is not enough fuel. I'm not entirely sure what the woodcutter is doing. Come on, woodcutter. What are you doing, sir? Yeah, anyway, the woodcutter is obviously making things a little bit iffy for us right now. But I guess maybe we'll be lucky enough. I don't actually know, but hopefully we will. Alright, so winter is now upon us, and I'm currently starting to build the church. As you can see, it's almost done. They just need to focus on it a little bit more with their construction. And we also have a stonecutter's camp over there. I needed to get some additional stone to be able to build the church, and a variety of other things in the future are going to require some stone. So I thought, hey, you know what? Let's do it. Apart from that, we are getting some pretty good approval from our clothing because obviously I built a tannery. You need a tannery to be able to turn hides into leather, and then that will in turn be used to provide clothing, of course. Anyway, as you can see, I have 9 months worth of food, 6 months worth of fuel, which is actually perfect, and we are still continuing to expand and build houses. I'm building a large storehouse as well. That's going to be pretty important for us in the long run, and we're also obviously going to be building a granary as well. I'm actually going to get a person on the granary here, and my church is finally done, and that means I'm now going to start upgrading my, you guessed it, burgage plots, which is absolutely fantastic. So we're going to upgrade this one, and I don't think I even have enough timber to be able to do the rest, but that's fine because that is all we need to advance our settlement level to a medium village. Alright, so there's that development point that I was talking about, and now this is where we get a pretty, maybe not difficult decision, but there are a lot of ways that you can expand now, because obviously I do have the trade logistics thing. I decided to spend my 25 regional wealth on something else, by the way, so I don't actually have that at the moment, because I kind of felt, hey, I think maybe this is not even a good idea to take initially, because you're not really going to have the ability, because you have so few families, of course, to be able to have a trading post right away. So what I would actually recommend you do, instead of trade logistics, I'd recommend taking something like sheep breeding, if you can get your hands on some sheep relatively early, which is a bit difficult anyway. So I'd recommend trapping or forest management. Either one of these is just generally going to be a good thing to go for. I'd probably recommend trapping, all things considered, because that's going to give you so much more food than if you were to take forest management, because the berries do go away in winter, whereas the animals, they consistently come back over and over. I would highly recommend taking trapping so much more if you have a rich deposit of animals in your area, because obviously for me, I don't. However, for me personally, I'm going to take charcoal burning because I want to get deep mining eventually. So I'll take charcoal burning right now, even though I don't necessarily need food or anything like that, even though I have only 5 months, but I think that's actually going to be okay. And as time goes on, I will eventually be upgrading my burgage plots even further, as you can see. As long as I have enough timber, that's all that really matters, you know? That is literally all that really matters at this point. I just need more timber. I need to build more burgage plots. I need to expand outward. As you can see, I am actually expanding quite significantly here. And I do need to build some more some more burgage plots right next to the church and the marketplace. That's going to be pretty important, actually. Yeah, I'm actually also thinking of maybe even putting more people on the logging camp at this time, but I'm not entirely sure about that at this point, because it's gonna be we're gonna be deforesting really fast, and I'm not entirely sure if that's a particularly good idea, considering thinking the forester's hut. Let's put another person on that so that we can start to regrow the trees a little bit faster. I think that's probably going to be a bit more useful, and it might even be a good idea once we have even more families moving in to build another logging camp, but somewhere a little bit different, somewhere along here potentially, because then we can start to take wood from over here instead of over in our central area there. Probably going to be a good idea. Alright, so I'm now deciding to get our militia up and running because I have noticed that there are 2 brigand camps in the neighboring area, and we really need to take care of them pretty badly. So I'm going to tell my forces to just go straight on over there. I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be able to achieve victory, but I can only hope that we will be able to, because if not, I'm not entirely sure what to tell you. I don't know. If we're not able to do this, then this is going to set us back dramatically. But if we can, and if we are able to succeed here, this is going to be insane. We are going to have an exceptionally powerful ability to just expand so much. It's going to be just rocking everyone's socks off. Very, very powerful to do this, because we're going to get influence, we're going to get regional wealth. It's going to be amazing. Alright, so the enemy has now been spotted. I'm placing my spear units in a defensive position. They are also in a defensive stance. I'm very much hoping that they're going to be able to do this without sustaining any casualties whatsoever. I obviously have no idea whether that's going to be the case, because usually when I did this beforehand, I had around 25, 26 units, and that's obviously going to dramatically increase the amount of damage they're able to do against a pack of brigands that only have about 15 to 18 troops in their party. This is going to be a bit of a difficult one, I think. My effectiveness is at 71%. The brigands' effectiveness, however, is on 96. However, as you can tell from their morale, they're about to run away after we kill another couple. Yep, there you go. They are actually deciding to run now, which is perfect. Now we can move on to the brigands' camp itself, and this is where we're actually going to get some really, really cool things. And for some reason, why did I not get any influence? Huh. Okay, that's kind of weird. I should have gotten some influence. Oh, there we go. There it is. All right, okay. So I was about to say, ooh, I was about to go, oh, what's going on there? Why are you not giving me any influence? But yes, they actually did give us some influence once the brigands left the map, by the looks of things. But now that I have a party of militia, I am also suffering a little bit at home, because obviously, as you may have seen previously, it takes all of the men, basically. Takes all the men. So obviously, the jobs that they were doing, they're not going to be doing them anymore. So it is a bit of a double-edged sword, shall we say, to have militia as well as going and fighting some brigands. But this is actually really important, and the main reason why this is important is because brigands will passively start stealing your stuff. They're not actively going to come into your territory, but they're passively going to do that with, phantom bandit raiding parties and things. Anyway, as you can see, when searching through the enemy belongings, you find a stash of goods. They can be sent to your people who surely need them. Okay, so I could now, this belongs to my treasury, or send resources to the nearby town. I'm gonna do regional wealth right here, because literally, look at this. I now have 200 regional wealth, which is absolutely incredible for this stage of the game. And you know the reason why? Yeah. It's because you can get so many upgrades right here. You can get so many upgrades. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to get a bunch of, well, not vegetables, I don't think, but I'm going to get a bunch of chicken coops. Going to get 3 additional chicken coops. Going to stay with 132, or we could go for more. We could technically go for more if we wanted to. We could go for some vegetables as well, potentially, which may even be a good idea, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe it's a good idea. I'm kind of in a bit of two minds about that right now, but I'm thinking that maybe it would be cool. But the one thing that I am actually thinking of is maybe maybe we want to do this. Oh, do we just gain some more regional wealth? Wait a minute. Why did I gain more? I just gained another 198. Why did I gain more? I have no idea what actually gave me another 198. I don't know. I have no clue about that. Well, that's a funny thing, isn't it? Anyway, my forces are going to be entering battle once again. For some reason, these guys are way behind the others. That's not particularly good. Okay. Well, let's just be a little bit careful, friends. And I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to wait here. I am literally just going to wait here and let my effectiveness go back to full. And then, wow, we're actually fighting at 108%. That's crazy. Okay, so these guys are obviously going to charge at us. Hopefully this is going to work out quite nicely for us. And look how close I can zoom in here. It's so incredible to be able to do that, actually. Anyway, these guys can't even... Do they see us? They should surely... Yep, there we go, there we go. There they come. They're charging right on in. Which is fine, because we are still defensive. We're still playing very, very defensive here. I'm still in defensive stance. This should be great. You can also do this as well, by the way. You can press Control-C to remove your UI. And then you can get some really, really cool cinematic experiences here. And you can see that my forces are, well, pretty clearly doing a very, very good job, and I'm very much hoping that they are going to be able to win. It seems like they are. Yes, as you can see, 14 bandits already, and we're fighting at not very good effectiveness, actually, hilariously enough. And the brigands actually have much more. But if you take a look at our morale is absolutely fantastic. We lost someone, actually. We did end up losing someone this time, which is somewhat sad, but you know, that is just how it goes, I suppose. Anyway, we're just going to go over to the bandit camp now. I'm just going to speed things up a little bit. We got another 640 influence, which is amazing. And there we go. We actually got this. I'm going to send resources to the nearby... Oh, no. Actually, no. I'm going to take the money into my treasury. This is also extremely important. You know the reason? I'm going to tell you. Whether you want to know the reason or not, I'm going to tell you. Anyway, the reason for the treasury money is you need that to be able to expand into other territories. I'm just looking around right now just to see if there are actually any other brigands available. Any other brigand camps? No, there don't seem to be any other brigand camps. That's sad. I really, really wanted some more, but unfortunately not going to happen. Let me just zoom out here just to make sure I'm not missing any. I want this region right here. But yeah, you're going to need 250 in the treasury to be able to claim a region apart from the influence. So I'm going to be on the lookout for some more brigand camps, because we're going to need to do those as soon as possible. Once we do those, and once we have the 1,000 influence, you need 1,000 influence and 250 treasury money to be able to expand into a region. So you need 2 separate resources to be able to do that. A little bit iffy on that, but I understand the reasoning for it. Otherwise, yeah, we are also going to be... I need planks. We need planks. So let's get someone on the saw pit right there, and we've got another couple of people doing some construction. Now that we've eliminated those brigand camps, I'm feeling pretty confident about our chances of being able to expand quite nicely here. Alright, so super cool thing just happened. Another brigand camp literally just spawned moments after we cut away beforehand, and so we're just gonna I think actually just go straight on in. I don't see any other brigands in the area. So technically, I can just go straight up to this brigand camp and take it immediately. I don't think my forces eliminated them or anything like that. I don't think they had to, but there you go. We did that, and now we can take it to our treasury. 279. That is perfect. And the reason why that's perfect, well, we need 250. Remember that. Oh yeah, that's absolutely amazing. So, are there any other brigand camps in the area? That's the question. I don't believe that is the case. No, it doesn't seem like it. Well, what do we have here? Well, yeah, it's actually our opponent attempting to get to the brigand camp before us. Now, here's the funny thing about this. If you can get to the brigand camp before he does, you might actually prevent him from making any significant headway in regards to expansion. You might actually just kind of choke his resources off and actually make it so that he has nowhere really to go to, you know, because if he has no resources with which to really do anything, then he's gonna be out of luck, isn't he? Well, that's the idea, at least. I don't know whether that's actually the case, but we can only hope that it is. Anyway, as you can see, the enemy is absolutely getting slaughtered here. They're done. And now we can go and pick up the brigand camp. You can see here, look at him. He was right there. He actually hired mercenaries, if you can believe it. Look at that. He hired all mercenaries. These guys are pretty... I mean, I don't actually know whether they're that effective, but... he was able to get a significant amount of them very, very fast. So yeah, anyway, what we're going to do is I'm probably not going to go to my treasury right now. I'm going to continue to get regional wealth, at least at the moment, because I have enough easily to be able to claim that territory now that I have the additional influence, and we have enough treasury money as well to be able to do that. So... well, how do we do it? Well, I'm going to show you in just a second. Oh, look at that. My settlement level also increased. That's absolutely fantastic. Just going to move my militia back there and get them... oh, why is he getting another army? Is there another brigand camp? No, it doesn't seem like it. All right. Yeah, anyway, what we're going to do, obviously, is we're going to get my militia back there so that they can start working on the village again. Because everything kind of slows down a lot because, like, half of our people are gone. So once we can get these guys back there, it's going to be so much better. You know, it may even be a good idea not to even go for the brigand camp, but I really just don't want this guy to be able to expand pretty much anywhere. So, you know, that's kind of the whole deal. Anyway, I'm actually thinking that maybe what would be a better place to expand would be over here. But I'm also then thinking, you know what? I kind of want to get the wild animals deposit because that is exceptional. It's a really, really good place. Okay, let's disband. There we go. Nice. Okay, so we've disbanded, and now we can actually choose our development point, which is probably going to be deep mining, all things considered, because that's what I wanted to go for. There are a number of other things you can go for too, like basic armor making and then advanced armor making, which you can actually then make mail armor, and you can equip citizens of burgage plots to level 3 and above, or promoting new retinues, so that could be extremely effective. You could also go for trapping if you need more food and so on, but I'm probably just going to go for the deep mining because, as I said, that's probably what I was going to go for the entire time. We also need the mold house to be done. This is going to be extremely important to get to level 3. I'd highly recommend, by the way, making sure that you have enough planks. I currently have 0 planks, so this is going to be extremely uncomfortable. Yes, it is. It's going to be very, very uncomfortable once we get to the point where we need to advance our burgage plots to level 3, because you need roofing tiles and you need planks. You need a lot of planks, right? You need a lot of planks. And in my original playthrough, I sold all my planks through the trading post, and that was a really bad idea. That was a really bad idea, because if I had been producing planks the entire time, I would have been absolutely fine. We would have been, you know, flying away with really, really good things happening. Anyway, I'm just going to pause the game real fast because I'm going to show you how we expand, just in case you don't know. So here you go. This is how we do it. We go to Administration, Settlers Camp, and then you just basically place it on the claimed region. Obviously, it's not claimed yet. You're about to run out of timber and block yourself. Make sure you have a logging camp before placing more buildings. I have one. Why is it... What do you mean I'm about to run out of timber? I have 32. I have 32 timber. Are you joking? Look, I have a logging camp and everything. Okay, I'll put another person on the logging camp. Why not? Okay, it may even be a good idea now to... okay, this completely interrupted my what I was talking about, but oh well, it doesn't matter. Basically, what we should do is just get another logging camp. Ugh. I don't know where to actually put it. I guess I'll put it over here. I think maybe this is a good idea. Put it over here, maybe? Yeah, put it over here, and then we'll put a forester's hut over here as well. This is going to be pretty effective, I guess. Or at least I hope so. There we go. And let's just do this, a small little road there, just to make sure it's connected. And then they can go ahead and just, you know, build that whenever they want. Okay, so yeah, anyway. So how do you claim a region? Well, you claim a region by zooming out, obviously. And then you just click on the region you want, and you click on Claim with Influence. Press the claim. It's going to take a while to do that, of course, and then once that's done, you're then going to get the ability to place the settlers camp, and that's going to give you 5 families like it did when you first started the game, of course, and then you're going to be able to start building. And you start with the exact same thing that you started with in your initial region. So then you're going to have to micromanage between 2 different regions at the same time. Very, very tricky if you are having, you know, multiple crises at once. But let's hope that you don't, you know, because sometimes your initial, if you build your initial village really, really well, you won't even need to worry about it. You know, they'll basically do it all themselves, and it's going to be very, very impressive. So yeah, okay, they're plowing it. Wait a minute, are they plowing this again, or did they actually? Oh, they've got some barley already. Okay, I had no idea that they had barley already. Okay, well, let's get some. I guess we'll get some more barley then, and then yeah, the malt house obviously is going to create malt out of barley, and then we can actually get some other things, like for example we can get a brewery extension which is going to create ale from malt. This is very important, by the way. So once that's done, then everything is going to be absolutely fantastic. Not entirely sure what's going on with the planks. Why are they not doing anything? Where are they? They're all the way over there. They're all just doing. They all seem to be just randomly doing things. I guess they're sleeping right now or something like that. I actually have no idea what they're doing, to be honest. But it's kind of a bit weird because we have a lot of things currently under construction, and they're not really doing them. So I'm a little bit worried about that. But yeah, that's a little bit strange, I have to say. Okay, well, we're going to do a crop rotation right here, and we're just going to leave it fallow for 2 years now after this one. And then we'll see what happens. But yeah, the claiming should go relatively well here. I need roof tiles, so yeah, I already built a mining pit over the clay, which is obviously something that we're really, really going to want to do. And this is where my initial other region is going to begin. And yeah, you can see here we've now claimed it, and now this allows me to go to my administration tab in the construction menu and then place my settlers camp wherever we want it to be. I am highly, highly recommending that you place it nearby to something super, super useful. For example, this hunting camp right here, because then you're going to have the ability to just maximize your gains almost immediately. It's going to be extremely important to do that. So we'll just place it round about there. This is what's going to happen. Then you get this. You can, if you are really, really powerful with your initial start, and you don't necessarily have to settle anything right now, you could do this, where if you have 500 treasury money, then you can start with even more resources, and you can make it easier for yourself. Obviously, these other things right here, the farming village, forest village, mining village, I don't think that they're implemented yet, so just bear that in mind. But I think you can maybe get better starting supplies if you have the treasury to, to handle that. But I'm just going to start just so that you get an idea as to what's actually going on here. We can upgrade this to a worker camp. Okay, yeah, I don't really need to do that, actually, all things considered. We have 8 timber. Yeah, 8 timber. That's not particularly good, is it? But yeah, that's absolutely fine, because we're just going to get the hunting camp straight away, around about here. And then we'll get logging camp, probably... Where do we want the logging camp? Logging camp probably go around about here, I guess. And then the forester's... we don't want the forester's hut. We want the woodcutter's lodge, don't we? Yeah, there we go. We'll do something like that. Everything's paused at the moment, so no one's doing anything. And let's do the residential as well. Although, to be fair, I actually don't think we can even do that yet. So we're going to have to wait and see, because the timber is going to take quite some time to actually make that work, and obviously everyone's working on the hunting camp. But this is our second region, and as you can see, everything is basically how it was when we first started the game. And if you want to go back to your other region, you just press T, and then there you go, you're back here at your other place. I have a joiner's shop as well, by the way, that's actually making shields for me, and we also have a blacksmith which is making spears. Now, I don't currently have a bloomery, unfortunately, because for some reason, my people are not really doing that much. I don't know why. I'm not sure why they're not working on this stuff for me, but they don't seem to be doing much at all, which is actually a little bit disappointing. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about that. They seem to be very, very slow. I don't know. I don't have an answer, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully they're going to be... Ah, there we go. They finished the bloomery now. That's wonderful. Let's get someone on that. Now they can start making iron slabs. And this is going to be extremely important for the blacksmith, because he needs iron slabs to be able to create spears, as you might expect. And obviously we need planks to be able to... Why are you not making planks? This saw pit is not making planks. Are they stuck or something? What's actually going on here? Look at these guys right now. Let's just watch them for a real quick second, because I'm wondering whether they're actually stuck. I don't think so, right? No, they're going to church. But they're not going over here. Why are they not going over here? None of the people that actually work at the saw pit are going over to it. And then they just mess around in their houses. And this is the reason why we're running out of fuel right now. Okay, that's a little bit troublesome, actually, now that I think about it. That is not very good. I'm not sure why they're not doing that. Okay, let me unassign and then reassign some people, because maybe they need to be reassigned or something like that. Maybe that's the reason. They are actually not doing that. Is it because they're a carpenter? No, this is the carpenter. They are supposed to do this. Okay, this is very strange. Not entirely sure. I don't need a construction reserve. Reserve will never be used for crafting, so that enough raw resources are left for construction. Technically, we could do that if we wanted to, but here's the funny thing. We have 60 timber right now, and it's not being turned into planks because these people are not going over there. Okay, well that's a little bit worrying. As you can see, look at this. They're just standing over here. Where are they going? They're not going over there. They're refusing to go over there. What about this road? What if I put a road here? Are you going to go there then? I mean, why would they not go that way? I don't understand. There are quite a few people going that way, but they're not actually doing that. The people from the saw pit are not doing that at all. Very, very strange. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, our opponent has now started to capture... which region is he capturing right now? This one, all the way over here. Alright, yeah, so this guy's actually capturing this one. That's interesting. I'm kind of surprised he was able to do that, but I suppose it's because he is naturally gaining influence. Probably because he has a... probably has a manor, and he's taxing his people. Because that's how you do it. If you have a manor, then you can tax your people, and then your regional wealth gets transformed into treasury. And I'm a bit surprised that he was able to get influence, but you can get influence passively as well by utilizing your food. You can donate a tithe to the church, and that can provide you with, passive influence benefit. But it is not that much. At least the last time that I used it, it wasn't that much. So I'm not entirely sure how much it is now, but yeah, that's basically what you can do if you want to. We're going to put someone on the charcoal kiln here, but there are no people actually doing anything with the saw pit, even though they should be. It actually makes very little sense why they're not, but I think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to demolish this right away. And we're going to be placing that again. We're going to be placing the saw pit somewhere, maybe around about here. And we'll place the logging camp as well. We're gonna... Oh, I could actually relocate it for free. Oh, wow. Okay, I made a huge error by demolishing it. Oh, well, never mind. It's fine. Let's just put these on highest and then just get these guys to go over there as soon as possible. There's the trading post, by the way. This is obviously fantastic. We really want to get this. This is an amazing, amazing opportunity right here. So basically my plan for this was to export roof tiles, right? So obviously I've got 373 regional wealth. I'm going to establish a trade route right away, even though I'm not currently exporting roof tiles. But you can export them like so, and then you can select your desired surplus. So basically if you have, I don't know, 100, and you want to keep 20, then you just put it to 20, and that's it. And then you'll be able to export it, and the exporting price is 8 regional wealth every single time, which is actually fantastic. Oh yeah, I didn't build a marketplace, so that's obviously something that you probably want to do, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so let's just do something like this, something like that. That's enough, isn't it? There we go. All right, perfect. Let's just build a little bit of a road around here. There we are. Something like this. There we are. Okay, fantastic. Let's just do that. There we are. Okay, great. So, yeah. Anyway, the point is, once you have the trading post and the trade route all up and running, then you can start importing things like food and commodities and so on and so forth. You can even get weapons and so on if you want to. That is actually 17 regional wealth every single one spear that you import. But it's very important. It's very important to get spears and everything. I currently have how many? None. Well, that's not very good. I'm not entirely sure why. No, we don't have any. We don't have any iron slabs. I'm actually wondering, is my road bugged or something like that? Is this road bugged because people are not seemingly going that way, which is a little bit weird. I am a little bit King's Road cannot remove. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'm a little bit worried actually. Anyway, you can resolve the claim on the battlefield if you want to actually fight this guy. And technically we could fight him if we wanted to, because we could create new units, or I could go and hire mercenaries of my very own. I could literally hire these guys. Unfortunately, I don't have enough of a treasury to be able to do that, as you can see. You're going to need treasury to be able to hire mercenaries. So yeah, there's also that you got to be a bit aware of. Now, have they actually done this yet? No, they still have not done that. Okay, let's just speed things up a little bit here and see whether we can actually get this done, because that is a big issue, isn't it? That is a big issue, because I'm starting, my fuel situation is not going very well. I have very few planks. I've got 148 firewood at least. That's being turned into charcoal, but no one else is really doing anything, unfortunately. Not sure why those people were refusing to work at the saw pit, but, well, what can I do? The forester's hut is over here. Another logging camp is over here as well. Let's get those up and running too. And, yeah, so that's basically the early game of Manor Lords. And as you go forward, you're going to need to, you know, fulfill other criteria. For example, the next thing for me to do to get to a small town is to get 3 burgage plots to level 3. And that's pretty easy. That is pretty easy to do. It's not that bad. It may seem like it's a bit daunting and a little bit tricky to do, but it's actually very simple, because all you need to do is get some people to mine some clay, and then you need to make the roof tiles with the clay furnace, which is just over here. Super simple to do that. And once that's done, then you're going to have the ability to build roof tiles and upgrade your church. I need planks for that as well, and that's the reason why my people are for some reason bugged. I don't know, they seem to be bugged, or something is going on with these guys. I'm not entirely sure. I'm hopeful that they're actually going to start going over there. Yeah, I don't know, because I have 0 planks right now, and I have a saw pit, as you can quite clearly tell, and they are not going to where they need to go. That's very strange. Okay, you know what? I'm going to try something I'm gonna try an experiment. I'm gonna put a, I don't know where to put it actually. I'll put it here. Let's see if that makes a difference, okay? Basically, what I'm suspecting that this road is bugged in some way, and it's not allowing people to walk it. Because look at what's happening. Did you see exactly what happened there? Some people are walking it, some people are not. But look at some people, they go this way. Really, really weird that they go this way, right? So, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. Anyway, yeah, so obviously we're really, really cold right now over here because I didn't actually build a woodcutter's lodge. Did I not build a woodcutter's lodge? I thought I did. Logging camp. Yeah, no, I did build a woodcutter's lodge. They should have enough, no, they've got fuel for 20 months. What? Oh, it's because they don't have a burgage plot. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that was a bit of an error, but it's fine. It's okay. We can just build these things right there. And build these over here as well. Don't have enough to be able to build all of those, but that's absolutely fine. So these guys are obviously going to get... They're going to get going on that, hopefully. And we are going to get attacked by raiders in 45 days, which is actually not even that big a deal. It should be pretty fine. Anyway, this saw pit is now done. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some people on this, and I'm going to see what happens, because if people actually start going in here, then there is something weird going on with this road. I've never experienced anything like that before. My saw pit has always done a really, really good job. I've had an incredible amount of planks in the past, but look at this. I have 92 timber, and no one's going into the saw pit. No one's going into that. So I'm going to assume that that is a bug that I've run into right now. And I won't be able to progress the game as it is. So that is unfortunate, but I'm hopeful that the various other tips that I have provided you today are going to be somewhat useful to you in your first endeavors in Manor Lords. Because this game is absolutely fantastic, and yeah, sure, there's a little bit of a bug here for me, but this is an amazing game. If you really, really love medieval city builders, or just in general, city builders, this is going to be an incredible thing for you to experience, and I'd highly recommend getting it, and letting me know how things are going to go for you, and that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.